right, Orlando, baby. We are here at Lake Underhill. We got a little baby storm kind of rolling through. There's a lot of wind, and we're in full-on summertime down here in Florida. The fishing sucks. It's hot. It's miserable. So whenever we're anytime that the day gets broken up by like a storm or something, just whatever, I don't know. Maybe there's a time where there's going to be more cloud cover than not. You know, just anything to break up the heat and the misery is usually what I think is the best opportunity. Those are the best times to get bites and stuff. And with that, summertime, the other strategy that I utilize is downsizing completely everything. You know, I'm going to do a lot of finesse fishing, a lot of slow fishing, a lot of dragging some around. And I do that normally anyways, but summertime, I go all the way down to my 5-inch Senkos, you know. The smaller doe live beavers on a free rig. A smaller speed worm, I might toss that around a little too. And as far as swim baits, it's time to pull out the 2.8 K-Tex and stuff, you know. And mimic a lot of that smaller bait that's in the water right now anyways. You know, everything, we've been through the spawn. There might still be some tilapia and some bluegill spawning, but they've already definitely done some spawning. All the bass have spawned. Basically all the fish in the lake have spawned. So there's a ton of small bait in the water. So summertime's just, if you want to get bit, you know, down here, this is my strategy. This is what I do. So we're gonna get out here, and with that strategy, hopefully catch some fish. I don't expect to catch any giants. They're hard to come by in the summer, but this lake has them, so that's why we're here. We're here because we're hopeful. Oh, God, dude, we just got hammered by something. There is a ton of bluegill under here right now. There's a little bass. I think he's the culprit. I mean, you can see under the bridge though, there's an absolute metric ton of bluegill around here. Definitely an area where they'd be spawning. You can see all the little divots in the sand and stuff, so it's definitely a spawning area. But also, this lake has been sprayed recently. This whole area used to be one big clump of hydrilla. There's still hydrilla, I'm seeing. Definitively, they're never going to get rid of it, but it's definitely gone in a lot of places. So they've sprayed this place pretty considerably. So a lot of the hydrilla's gone. We got some eelgrass here, and the water clarity's gotten a lot murkier, a lot more algae, you know, from that decaying vegetation. So it's going to take a while for the hydrilla to make a comeback, but there's still plenty of it in this lake. It will eventually, and the whole process will repeat. There we go. There we go. There we go. Little bass. Little baby bass. Just kind of made a cast out to a little deeper water. There we go. No skunk. No, we are on the board, Lake Underhill. It's my standard. I think I mentioned I'd be throwing this. Got the Okashira screw lock head with a 2.8 K-Tech on the back. It's got that little spinny blade, so it gives off a nice little pulse. All right, man, I know it's noisy. We're right under we're right under the interstate, but basically, I mean, dude, if you look there are, I mean, there's 100 bluegill right here, and you can see these hard bottom spots. But here's a better way to look at it. You can see all these little divots, and they make these hard bottom spots. They get the shell in the middle, and this is, you know, a whole breeding area for the bluegill. So all these spots are little bluegill beds, and they spawn in clumps like this. So once you find some bluegill spawning, you know, you find a ton of them. So again, just an area to target bass, because bass are probably hanging out deep, you know, just getting opportunities to come up here, feed on these bluegill, but also pay them back. Because when the bass were spawning, all these bluegill were cruising around manipulating their beds and stuff. Look at that. There's an underwater, there's an anhinga right underwater, just slow cruising, trying to pick off a bluegill. That's cool. I've never seen that before. That is very cool looking. I I didn't realize how graceful they looked underwater, man. This guy is just chilling, just slow moving, going from bluegill bed to bluegill bed, seeing if he could pick off something easy. There he is, right there. There he is. I mean, there's some big bluegill too. There's, you know, we got the whole mix of range of bluegill sizes right here. There's a little bass chilling off to the side. Just an area where fish are going to be hanging out, man. Look at that. Right past the Anhinga, there's like a 4-pounder, dude. This bass just pulled up, man. See him? He just kind of flashed. He's swimming off. That's at least a 3. There's another smaller one, kind of. See, these bass are just hanging off this area. There's smaller bass cruising around. Damn, man, that was crazy. We got a whole school of bass rolling through, dude. Holy cow. I'm retying. That's why I'm talking and not fishing, because I'm ill prepared right now. There he is. Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. I saw him swimming and I brought it right past his face. That's the good one. That's the bigger bass, man. I sped up my little bait right past his face. I got to watch him just come over and smoke it. Dude, that was sick. I thought there was no chance in hell that this fish was ever gonna eat my bait. I mean, he was staring right at me. I got my bait retied and we just made the cast out. Unfreaking real, dude. That's the biggest. I mean, we're seeing a ton of bass around these bluegill beds, but that was the big one. That was the big one I just pointed out. He kind of swam off, got his back to me. He turned back in, and I buzzed my swim bait shallow right along the edge of the grass, and he just came over and absolutely smoked it. You can see he's got me jammed up. All right, we're gonna blow our spot, but let's get this fish out of here. There he is. There he is. You know, light tackle, and by light tackle I got 10-pound line. You know, I got my drag set real loose. There's way less stuff for this guy to jam me up on, but still, man, he's got the upper hand. He's taking me wherever he wants to go. God, that's a nice one, dude. That's insane. That is not how I thought this would play out. I thought he'd stare at it. I thought I'd hit him in the head with it, basically, and he'd have no interest, or she. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that beast. Look at this beast. That is sick, dude. What did I say? I said like a 4-pounder, dude. That might be 5. That was sick. There it is. It's my little bait. This fish was hungry. There's a reason it's perusing these bluegill beds. It's waiting for something to make a mistake so it can get a feed. All right, we got it zeroed out. Get a good clip. Got it zeroed out. Dude, 5.74 pounds right there, dude. That's up there with, that's probably my biggest fish out of Underhill. I've caught a couple others over 5, but I think that's the biggest one. I haven't broken the 6-pound mark here. These fish are not, man, they're hard to catch. This is a highly pressured small body of water. There we go. Let her go. Let her get back to it. That was totally sick. There we go. There's another one. Another little guy. There we go. Oh, there we go. There we go. There we go. Those bites were a lot fewer and further between. Kind of just drifting this bank, you know, definitely on the lookout for more areas that might have bluegill beds, and that's why I kind of made my way over here. I know there's a good bit of sand, hard sand bottom over here on this side. So we're just kind of fan casting around though, moving pretty quick. There we go. There's another little guy. I knew something was nibbling. Man. Definitely seeing some smaller bait. you know, this is the other side of 408, so there's another kind of sand berm, hard bottom spot built up right there that's probably been sprayed, that was full of hydrilla at one point. It's been sprayed, so there's definitely going to be some bluegill spawning, but you got rock and shell and all this stuff, so they're probably spawning all along here. Oh, guy right there, right at the kayak. There he goes. Another little guy. There we go. There's another one. Maybe a little better, just a hair better. Not really. God, there's no shortage of these guys in the area. Oh, God. There we go. Holy cow. This is number 3 and just a little. Definitely not seeing the bluegill beds like I was on the other side, but there's plenty of small bass in the area, so there's got to be a lot of small bait. All right, man. That's sun's going down. We're gonna call it. That was we definitely caught some fish, which, you know, that's why you downsize. That's why I bring this out, because it just gets bit, you know. But we got lucky. Dude, that was crazy, because we did good with numbers. This place is usually tough to catch 5 or more fish here. You know, it's a pretty pressured body of water. I don't know how many, you know, probably caught 6 or 7 maybe. But they were all carbon copies. Everyone was that, you know, 12-inch bass except for the one. So we got lucky today. Caught was probably, I think that's probably my biggest fish out of Underhill to date. So that's exciting. And man, that kind of action, can't ask for a better day out here. Getting some bites, having some fun.